Hello, and welcome to the podcast that discusses all things gaming. Coming to you from the home of Indie PopCon, GenCon, and the gaming capital of the world, we are the Established Facts.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 126 of The Established Facts. I am your host, Big Don, and this is our post-GenCon episode. We're going to go around to my left and wake everybody up and introduce ourselves. Go ahead.
This is Josh.
This is Dr. Deb.
This is, Bonnie.
You're not
Wow,
Bonnie.
that's weird.
This is Bonnie, and she's lovely, and I'm introducing her because I love her so much.
I think she should introduce her.
This is Bonnie.
I think I like that. I usually go by Big Don Sexy Wife, but maybe Bonnie should be my,
That's your new.
I'm pretty
should be
sure
my
it's
new
going to be a
name.
George
I
Takei's
think I'm going to
voice, though,
adopt
too,
it.
right?
Actually,
Bonnie.
and to my left,
Oh, my
pressing
goodness.
against my leg is Princess Katie.
Katie.
What just happened?
I don't know,
I think you're losing your
but
rating.
I don't know if it's a bad thing or a good thing.
Get control of your show.
I'm trying. All right.
Answer the question, Katie. Yep, she did.
We also have...
What's my name again? Oh, right. I'm Adam from the Side Project Podcast.
That's right.
I'm Avital.
This is Lance.
Hey guys, this is Derek.
This is Daniel.
This is Prime.
So we have a full table, as you can hear. I think we've got, if I can count, it looks like 9, 10 of us. 70, 11, 4,200.
11 with the little one. 11-2.
That's right. 11-7.
That's what it is. 11-7.
11-7.
Baby on the table.
That's right.
11 plus 1.
And our, the
11.1.
youngest martyr baby is sucking down a bottle. Anyway,
That's right.
so we had the GenCon experience.
Sure did.
We're going to go through and kind of talk about our highs and our lows.
I actually wore pants the whole time, too.
Yeah, I wore shorts.
I didn't.
I'm not swearing.
I know.
And
Yes, I did.
we had good times. We had a couple not as good times, but overall,
Like you do. I mean, it happens.
like you do. Yeah, it's a 4-day
These were
convention.
the
There's a
good
lot
times,
of.
these were the best times.
70,000
of our
people
lives.
show up at your doorstep. You're probably going to run into some jerks.
I'm just saying, lots of many hours of different things happening, but I would have to say, and I would like to go around and just kind of get everybody's opinion very quickly, since we're not necessarily doing a versus topic. Just a quick reaction of whether you overall had a good time, had a bad time, whatever.
What do you think? Thumbs up, thumbs down versus topic for Gen Con?
Sure, thumbs up, thumbs down versus topic for Gen Con. I'm going to go ahead and start, even though I don't normally do this. Big Don, thumbs up for Gen Con this year.
Big thumbs up from Josh.
Thumbs up all the way from Dr. Deb.
I would say big thumbs up for me too.
Thumbs up. This was actually, I have said this to multiple people, my absolute best Gen Con ever.
Like, there's the divisive part of me that super wants to be like, I'm
You
going to
could
put
be a
thumbs
fence sitter and just be a jerk.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
everybody's just going to give Gen Con all this Gen Con love, and I'm like, well, I had a great time, and I would say thumbs up. I should just say thumbs down, just to be like, screw you all.
If you
That's
got
totally
reason,
your prerogative, bro.
No, I said I had a great time, and despite what all these yahoos, I'm not just being a yes man, unlike the rest of y'all, you posers.
Hey, I started, so
I'm way outnumbered.
I did it before everybody else. I'm the hipster at the table.
No, I'm kidding. It was big thumbs up. I had a great time.
Yeah, definitely thumbs up for me.
Thumb 3/4 up.
Did it seriously ruin your...
No.
We'll get there later.
There's other things. Not gonna fence it. I'm like the guy that tried to jump over the fence but got his pants stuck.
Oh, and smack down on the other side.
or maybe the dwarf tried to jump over a balcony railing.
Oh, there you go. There you
That was
go.
pretty spectacular.
It really was.
Derek?
Thumbs up.
Daniel?
Thumbs up for me, too.
Yeah.
Prime?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. All right, so it looks like everybody had a
Nothing
thumbs
to-
up
there's nothing
experience.
to argue about on the versus topic.
Hey.
What a surprise.
decision. I'll
We'll
tell
never
you,
see it
I'll be
again.
very honest. If this was last year, it would be a thumbs down for me.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. It
Yeah.
was.
But
And Dan too,
But-
probably. Yeah.
this year was definitely not the same. So, a year does make a difference. Thank you, GenCon, for hosting your amazing event here in Indianapolis again. Next year is number 50.
5-0.
If you have never been to GenCon, I can guarantee you it will be the largest thus far because A, it statistically continues to grow, and B, it's going to be the 50th anniversary of GenCon, so make sure you save your dates. I don't know what they are. I think they're at
one moment.
I think it's at the
17th to the 20th.
of
Weird.
August.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
Wow.
17th to the 20th of August.
Well, it used to.
It used to be in the middle,
Mid-
and they started
mid-August.
pushing
Yeah.
it
Pushing it
farther
earlier.
forward. Yeah.
So sorry for you school kids who are going back to school at the beginning of August.
You can take a couple of sick days.
My kids go to school in September.
Feeling
So.
terrible.
Oh, there you go.
I usually go back to school at the
So,
end of July.
So
yeah, I say my brother's school goes in July. Like a lot of the
Yeah.
schools here in Central Indiana started in July again.
Yep.
Just saying that convenient sore throat, it can pop up every
You
now
know,
and then, even in
or
August.
Follow
or
the advice from Dr. Depp.
Right. And don't tell
Or-
anybody you heard it here first.
however,
folks, but-
there is. I think most schools have a clause that if your parents go to the school and report that they are going on an educational vacation, they can take time away from school, be given an assignment to complete during that time, and when they come back, they get full credit for being in school, but being at a learning experience. It's kind of like studying abroad
You're a
with your
horrible
parents.
man.
I'm not. I am a gamer that finds loopholes in the rules.
totally munchkin this.
I'm giving you an incredulous look because if that's the backwards way y'all handle it down here in Indiana, I swear.
Well, hey, you know,
There's always Gen Conitis.
There is
that's right. Gen Conitis.
Hey,
Anyway,
Dad, that is an actual disease, isn't it?
I'll work on getting that in the disease master
Yep,
list.
but you're pronouncing it as genconitis.
Gen
Gen-
Conitis.
Gen-
It actually sounds like a
Is it, are we
thing.
going to put that in the DSM
We no longer
with
call
the
it
sixth
Compred.
version when it comes out?
Correct. That would be a psychiatric diagnosis. Yeah,
Yep.
it should be too.
Genconitis.
all right.
Gencotist.
So we're going to go around the table, and I want to get some exposition from people about their favorite gaming experience for Gen Con 2016 experience. So it can be the rule for this is it can be a game. You can just say my favorite game at Gen Con this year was blah, or you can say while I was playing this game, this happened, but it has to be associated with the game in some way, shape, or form. So favorite gaming experience at Gen Con. We'll go ahead and start with Joshi again and go around the table that way.
I have a strange feeling I'm going to take this from some others, but I'm going to have to give this one to the Pathfinder Society Game 2 last night.
Yeah.
The Lost Colony of Taldor, Scenario 716, if anyone is interested in playing it. It's part of a series that I highly recommend.
Yeah.
Very well done.
Faithless and Forgotten.
Yes. This one is specifically being brought up because of a new friend of ours, Madden.
I'm at.
Hey, Madden.
What's up?
She was extremely exhausted for some reason.
She got
She
2
only got
hours
2 hours of
Oh,
sleep before
that's
she
right.
ran for us.
Wow.
Because the day when we were playing it, the special was the night before, and she'd been running all day.
Right.
Yeah,
And
so-
then she had to,
And then
It's
she had to run
crazy.
with us.
yeah.
But for some reason,
She
the
was really
combination,
awake by the end of that game.
yeah,
She super was.
the combination of her,
whole bag of lightsabers.
That's true.
Sure did.
the combination of her exhaustion in the 2 to 7 slot, and the 6 of us all knowing each other, I think,
And our exhaustion.
and
We're getting
our
tired at that
exhaustion,
point, too.
I think brought a level of interest to the game, to say the least.
Yeah, to
We-
say the least.
She was the type of game master a lot of us have kind of spoken up being fans of, where she was good on the rules because she had somebody else there that was good on the rules, but she allowed for us to kind of play with who we were and what we were doing. Things like allowing a dwarf to jump off a balcony, as I mentioned earlier, or three of our
water.
create water and just
my
make
gosh.
the witch wet.
He just kept
the water.
He just kept moistening the witch.
It was a distraction technique, and I stand by it.
Yeah.
She was an exceptionally moist witch by the time we were done with her.
We built a living well in an archaeological
Yeah.
dig site.
In the desert.
Just appearance of a
That was the
joy
best
viewing.
part of that game.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys
So
did
filled
it
with
after
well.
we pulled the stuff out of it.
Yes. So I have to say that that was just an absolute blast and reminded me why I enjoyed the Society, even though I missed out on the special this year, but for good reason, and I'll save that for later.
I do want to say mad props to the other two GMs that we had because they did a spectacular job as well. Sam and Daniel. Dan. They both did a great job. Just the game with Madden was a confluence of events because it was a great module, great group of people. Great GM who was just the right amount of tired to tolerate us.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I will say, and I'm going to give the what was it, the 5 of us that were at the table?
Vanessa was there.
Vanessa was there too. It wasn't all of us. There wasn't all 10 of us. I'm saying at this table right now.
Oh, gotcha.
In our game.
Yeah.
So 5 of us were in that Pathfinder game, and we did something, in my opinion, that everyone should do. Every time we sat down with a new GM, they got bennies.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I believe Josh and Deb bought our GM a Starbucks.
Yep. Morning he deserved it.
Last night,
He earned it, yeah.
what was?
I know that Lance was giving up.
Lance was feeding her.
I feed every GM I get.
Right. And then this morning,
another Starbucks sacrifice to the DM.
And
Lance gave him
there was a young lady who was, I think she was a GM or she was a volunteer.
She was a volunteer.
And Lance gave her one of his monster rehabs. So
she came back and gave us a free Benny. It was pretty
it was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
We got new free boon tokens. Not to. I'm not going to give any names because I'm not selling somebody out.
I have no idea what her name is.
That's right.
Legit.
None.
I don't know. He knows.
I got people and expect no reward. You get reward.
Exactly.
And as a result, I got to cuddle with some huge tracts of land.
So yeah, make sure you look out.
See,
for
I can
your
find
GMs.
a way to be dirty without actually cursing.
That's
You're
right.
so terrible.
Definitely. Every GM that we had, Madden and Sam and Dan.
I'm sorry. Every time you say Madden, I think of like football.
Well, we know.
That's
Her
where
last name was like
Stewart.
Stewart.
Yeah.
Last name, first name.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But they all were running like something like 8 or 10 modules all
minimum,
weekend.
The minimum for Tier 1 GMs is between 7 and 10.
Yeah.
Have to run 7
That's
and 10
crazy.
in order. But they get a free room.
I know that. I'm just saying
That's
the
a
amount
lot
of
to
energy
rush.
that it takes to be able to do
Oh, yeah,
that
I'm
all
not- I'm
weekend.
not trying
That's
to take
crazy.
that away from them.
So yeah,
And
you guys did
inside and out.
it's so well. Had a great time playing. Yeah, well, it's all right.
Breathe.
But anyway, sorry, not to take away. Deb,
Oh, that's me.
your favorite game experience for Gen Con 2016?
Well, we've already gone bananas over Pathfinder's second one, so I'm actually not. That was awesome, by the way. But I'm actually going to punt that out the window and go for the Harry Potter deck building game that we got to try out. We didn't get the game, however, Kayla got one and Danny got one, and so we did the demo for that. It was only 15 minutes, and it's. I loved it. I had an absolute blast. My sister-in-law Carrie, because she's not here to squeal appropriately on the microphone. Loved it. Danny loved it. Danny got it. A lot of fun. Easy to learn. The guy teaching us was great. He was, anyway, just a ton of fun. It was only a demo, but I do claim we did play 15 minutes and we would have kept playing if the exhibit hall hadn't closed. We had just gotten Albus Dumbledore as the ally, and then we had to leave. I was going to burst into tears. But ton of fun. I think there's going to be expansions in the future because you just play with the 4 base characters. But, I mean, there's a ton of options that they could do for expansion, so that's going to be fun to see what they do with that. But so much fun. Josh, myself, Carrie, and Danny played that, and just even for those 15 or 20 minutes, had an absolute blast. So that goes as my favorite gaming experience moment at Gen Con.
And I know that game comes out, I believe, around October.
End of September, early October is what I've heard.
So
but yeah, it's
definitely look out for it by USAopoly.
Yep.
I know they had like 200 copies. They gave 50 away, or sold 50. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Sold 50 each day. There was a line.
There was a lot of controversy around that too, with exhibitors stealing all the games before people who weren't exhibitors could get into the exhibit hall. Not stealing, obviously they bought them, but yeah, there were a couple days that
Snatching
like
them
the
up
first
early.
3 people in line got games, and after that nobody else did because exhibitors had bought all the other games that day.
Which really the people to blame are the vendors, not really, because they're the ones who had control over.
No, I was just saying, there was controversy around that because people who got here at 6 a.m. to wait outside the doors to the exhibit hall ended up not getting the game that they waited for from 6 a.m. till.
Yeah, that's I don't know if that's ever going to not be an issue, sadly. I mean, certain ones. I mean, and for as long as we have exhibitors and as long as they do the 50 today or 100 today. Yeah, but it was so the demo was definitely worth it. I'm so glad I did it because now I really want to play that game when we actually have it. It's lots of fun.
There you go. All right, Bonnie.
Bonnie.
So, I mean, those of you who know me know that I never plan my Gen Con. I always just show up and I figure out what I want to do. And so Bryce and Danny just randomly suggested to me that they had tried this game called The Refuge. And The Refuge, and I can't remember the rest of it. It's like
a race for survival.
A race for survival, thank you. I kept saying a quest, but it's not a quest. So it's a zombie game, and I don't really care for zombies necessarily. I just think they're gross. It's not my thing.
Brains thing.
But they were like, no, I think you would like it because they know me. They know the kinds of games that I like. And they said also that if you win, there was a gift card. You could get a free copy of the game or something. It sounded like, okay, well, that's worth it. And it was awesome. And it wasn't just the game. It was the whole experience with the developer because it turns out not only did I go to an event to play it on Friday, had a great time. Or no, maybe it was Saturday. But then today, Josh Martyr and I went to the playtesting room just to kill some time, and they had the expansion. And we got to sit down with the developer, play the game again, and then play the expansion with him, talk with him about what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it, and he was saying, I think I'm going to change these mechanics based on the suggestions we made.
Yeah, because the expansion is still under development.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, obviously, that's what the playtesting room is for, which I'd never been in the playtesting room before, but I just felt like that was really cool. I mean, we ended up... Josh and Don played in a spot for it today as well later in the afternoon, so then I got to go back and chat with them again, and it just felt like the whole experience with them was awesome. They have sold out of what they brought to Gen Con. They had to fly in more today, sold out of those. They have 1,000 copies on their website, but then he's going to change the art, I think, before they come out with more. So I think we're going to wait and buy it when the new art, when they come out with the new edition of it.
They were also talking about going on to Kickstarter.
Yeah. So look for them on Kickstarter, The Refuge.
And RefugeGame.com is their website.
Yeah, RefugeGame.com. Oh, that's right, Katie.
Yeah, I played in their last game of the convention today. It ended up running over a little bit, and it was so much fun. I agree with Bonnie. It was just a great game.
Yeah.
And it's not your typical zombie game.
Exactly.
It's actually incredibly simple. But in the simplicity of the game, there is so much strategy. There's just a lot of thinking. I'm what am I going to do with my turn? There's so many options.
Well, and the more players, it plays up to 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and the more players you have, the harder it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
But also the more fun, because my game was only 3 of us, plus the moderator and one of his friends played. So, I mean, it was they were playing, but they weren't trying to kick our butts.
Quasi-5, right.
Whereas you guys had a full table.
Yeah, we had, and actually...
of demoers.
Yes, yeah, they sold the demo game.
Oh.
They sold the demo game to one of the girls at the table because...
They were out.
They sold every last game, including the one that they were playing at the time.
That's very cool.
And look forward to the expansion because Josh and I were surprised how different it was from the base game.
Yeah, it's almost like a whole new game, almost.
It is, because it basically turns it into a cooperative game that now there's chapters. There's 10 chapters that he's written. Mm-hmm. And he said the first chapter, we beat it when we played it. We talked about kind of what mechanics we would change, but really he said the difficulty level he would put a 3 out of 10 on, but then there's 10 chapters, so you can imagine where this is going.
Yeah.
Whereas the base game is really, it's not that difficult to understand or to get through. So, anyways, I had a great time with that.
All right. Yeah, and I know the company is out of Las Vegas. They're called B&B Games, and they've got one other game. I can't. It's something like I don't remember what it's called. B&B Games. Check them out. The game is called The Refuge: The Race for Survival, or a Race for Survival. Yeah, look. It's not out yet, but so yeah, definitely check them out. All right, Princess Katie, what do you got for us?
I would have to say that my favorite gaming experience is GenCon. I mean, I had a lot of great ones. Like I said, this was absolutely by far the best GenCon I've had. But probably my favorite gaming experience was last night on Saturday. We went to go play Tyrants of the Underdark, and Mike and I were actually in our drow costumes playing Tyrants of the Underdark. It was a lot of fun, and beyond that, the game was great. So great that I'm actually going to go buy the game. But yeah, it's a deck builder and not resource management, a placement game. So yeah. It's actually heavier on the deck building side, which is great because I prefer deck building games, but it was absolutely awesome. The people there were all great. We had a ton of people that were like, can we get a picture of you? You know, Gale Force 9 put us up on their Facebook page with us holding the game in our costumes.
Very cool.
Nice. It was really neat. It was a lot of fun to be able to play that game in the costume of the characters of that game. So it was a lot of fun. That was probably my favorite gaming experience for sure.
Cool. Adam, what you got for us?
Well, I don't know how much detail we can get into in this particular favorite gaming moment, but I'm going to go ahead and share it anyway. So Thursday night...
Oh, gosh. Oh, no.
You're taking my moment.
Okay,
sorry, but we can all speak to this one, though.
None.
So Thursday night, Derek was running...
One moment. I'm going to go ahead and preface this right now that we, the Established Facts, have absolute respect for any and all races, creed, whatever. We have always stood as an a-religious, apolitical, whatever stance.
This is our PSA.
I have to put this in here, and I am so sorry.
I'm going to throw it out there that everything that was said and done was meant all in good fun.
Yes.
It was not in any way, shape, or form meant to be malicious or divisive.
Okay, Dr. Deb is ready to leave the room
and
has a horrified expression.
It's not that bad.
It actually wasn't.
It's really funny.
We love everybody. Please don't sue us.
That's right.
What he said. So anyway, Thursday was, of course, the first day of GenCon. Derek was running his USS game officially through GenCon.
Groovin'
and shaken. And Josh had called, we've been talking via Facebook, and he's like, do you want to get in that game? Do you have anything going on Thursday? And I said, yeah, that would be fun. I've played a couple of USS games here and there over the years, and whatever. So he got me a ticket, and we got in, and turns out that pretty much everybody at the table was people who were at this table, except for one dude. One dude from Iowa named Andrew. I gotta say though, I gotta give him mad props. That kid,
from Iowa.
He was in.
That guy kept up with us, which is impressive. The game did not take very long to become a hate crime. But here's the thing. We covered all of the R's in this particular one. We covered racism. We covered what was the other one's guys? Rapiness. That's right.
Oh my gosh.
And retarded. And once we got to all of the R's, we realized that it was no longer a hate crime because we hate everybody. At some point, it stops being a hate crime and just starts being its own form.
We're just bigots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. I did it. You're gonna have to.
And that Mario jump you heard, you just get to imagine what it actually was.
I referenced a rectum very crudely.
But in realizing that we hated everyone, we
bonded.
True equality.
We bonded.
Everyone is equal because we hate them.
Lance and I were able to confirm our friendship finally after knowing each other really only momentarily.
To kind of put some like bookends on this, the characters we're playing are 1970s, late 70s superheroes who are being followed around by a camera crew as if it were a reality show but to create a Saturday morning cartoon show with special alien technology that eliminates all the adult-oriented stuff. So whatever these characters may have been doing was never shown on TV, and as a matter of fact, there's no real record of it.
So every episode is really 15 minutes long.
So
that's the credits.
That's the credits.
So here's the reality: everything you just heard from Adam has been stricken from record. It didn't happen.
So everything that I just said didn't actually happen. Well, it doesn't help that the character I was given had an ability on there that I can't even say on this podcast.
Wow. But it was inspired by Adam.
To be fair, it was inspired by me. When he was first playtesting the game, he handed me the character in the first place, and this ability was not on there. And the way I played the character, I kept saying this one phrase that eventually became the ability that was on the character sheet. And I don't even feel bad because it was pretty freaking awesome.
The summarization of the ability was, if he rolls 2 successes, whatever he wants happens, because screw physics.
Only replace screw with the F-bomb.
Correct.
There you go.
And that's what the sheet said. So, it was good times.
What was the name of the actual game?
Groovin' and Shakin'.
Groovin' and Shakin'.
What was the tagline to the game?
They're in black again.
At some point, it became a blaxploitation film. We're not 100% sure when that happened.
The reason why is because in all
I actually read my character sheet. No one else had ever read their character
like an
sheet.
hour and a half into the game.
I was the boy genius.
His demeanor completely changes.
Yes, I was the boy genius, which I started out with a really silly, hi guys, what's going on? I love playing the boy genius. And then I looked down at the character traits, and it says he's an African American teenager, and I went African American teenager
in the 70s.
In the 70s. Wow. This is going to be really bad. So if you can imagine any Richard Pryor movie, that's pretty much what I did.
I'd even go a shade further than say Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. I mean, it was on par with that. So it was fun.
In love. In love.
I'm glad.
It was fun.
And we all had a lot of energy because it was still early in the
Oh, yeah, it was Thursday.
There you go. Exhaustion hadn't
Thursday.
kicked in yet.
And that was your favorite moment?
That was
It was
your
my favorite gaming moment. Okay,
Game
good.
experience.
That was
Avital, please give us some wholesome something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Watch us say, this werewolf eating party.
We hardly ate anybody.
I didn't say yes.
Well, my favorite gaming moment.
I was there too.
Yeah, you went there. Well, I play in a werewolf LARP. It is based in Indianapolis, but they always hold a GenCon event too. But I still get to play my character that I normally play. And I'm in a pack with some of my friends, and there's 3 of us there in one pack. And just honestly, during the battle, there was a lot of people in this one battle, and
it got stupid quick.
We were all we were just working together so well as a pack. I play the sort of bardic character, so I have this ability that lets everyone in my pack work on our highest initiative, and our fighter has a skill that lets her go very, very, very first. So
can I explain this from a GM standpoint, please?
Sure.
Okay. So, what she winds up happening? So, these 2 characters, these big badass werewolves, and she's not a non-badass werewolf because all werewolves are badass. Yeah, that's right. Deal with it.
Adam, I love you.
Hold on. It's in the Bible. It's a donkey.
It is true. They're all donkeys.
So what winds up happening is that she's back there, and these 2 werewolves are leading this charge against all these terrible, terrifying were-rats, and she's back there and she's calling down powers from the spirit world and bolstering their strength, and they're one-shotting these monsters that are terrible.
Hitting them at the same time. They're
combo punching these things with powers divined by Avital's character. Just at the beginning of the round, and they hit him 4 or 5 times.
And then the rage actions.
And then rage actions at the end, they'd be killed. So one round would go by, and 6 rats would be dead, and it was
lovely.
It was amazing.
It was lovely.
So happy. I was like, yes.
Only at Gen Con can you use lovely with what you just said. I love that. Killing rats.
There are a lot of packs.
Were-rats.
But
were-rats.
We were the most number of people in a pack that were fighting in the same specific scene, and I was just like, I did my job.
Yeah, that particular was interesting because there were less werewolves than anything else.
Yeah, well, the point of that game was to give the people that had other non-werewolf characters a chance. You know, some people like the cats, the ravens, the coyote.
Yeah, that.
The one coyote?
Yes.
That was interesting.
He's an interesting character.
That might be a gaming story for another day.
But yeah. Oh, but also really fast. I play this app game on my phone called Marvel Puzzle Quest, which is like a match 3 game, but you get to like fight with Marvel characters. So it holds my attention more than just a normal Marvel puzzle game, but I really like it. And actually ran into their booth, and I was like,
knocked it over.
Oh my gosh! Like I was talking to the guy.
All these things are annoying.
I was like, I played this game. He's like, oh yeah, and I'm assuming he's one of the guys that has worked on the game. And I was like talking. I was really excited about the game. And I was like, yeah, I really like this game. And it's like it's able to draw my attention more than this. And then he's like, oh my gosh, he's like, that is so great to hear. Like, thank you so much. Like, and I was because I was just being enthusiastic about this app that I like.
Avatar being enthusiastic.
I love the book. What is this nonsense you speak of?
You're so just laid back and laconic all the time.
Yeah.
And just like it looked like kind of like he just looked so happy like to hear that. You know, I already played it and I really liked it. And so
he's probably glad not to get a bunch of complaints. He was probably glad to hear something.
You know, I got
good.
one of my friends addicted to it. So.
Lance.
What you got, Lance?
Josh took my number 1. Or actually, Adam took my number 1. Josh took my number 2. So, my number 3 gaming moment was I was in search of a little background. My daughter is 6. I have been telling her
and
bedtime
she is adorable
stories.
for the record.
Very much.
Thank you. It's only half my fault.
And she rolls really well. Is that half your fault too?
No, that's divine.
Okay, got it.
But I've been telling her bedtime stories her whole life. And recently we've begun choose your own adventure bedtime stories. So I GM her bedtime story. This in preparation for getting her into fantasy RPGs. So I went to the Pathfinder booth to try to find a Pathfinder for kids game, and they said they didn't have anything. They tried to sell me the beginner box, but even that's too advanced for a 6-year-old.
Right.
So I went around looking, and as someone pointed me in one direction, and then they pointed me to another direction to finally get me to a game for kids. So I'm gonna sponsor them for a second.
It's all right. Monty Cook Games presents.
Monty Cook Games has a game called No Thank You Evil, and it is the
Monty
artwork
Cook, huh?
and everything for kids.
Yep.
It's a choose-your-own-adventure type game where there's just 1d6 and you roll it.
The fiery tricycle.
Sure. And the basic stats of it are you are a name, and you get to pick your name. Most kids will pick their own name. And then I am A, and you get to pick a job. And you can pick one of the jobs that they have, or you can come up with your own. So you can be, my name is Princess, and I am a pirate, and my best friend is my little brother. And so you can do things like that, and the powers that it gives you are kid limited. And the deluxe edition of the game has the board. It has dry erase character sheets, which is awesome.
Good thinking.
Comes with its own dice, whole bunch of stuff.
Awesome.
But finding a game that I can now transition my bedtime stories into actual role-playing game moments that will lead into more not scientific, more detailed gaming moments with my kid, bringing her into the hobby.
Yes.
So my number 3 moment was I found a game for my kid.
That's awesome.
That's absolutely awesome.
That's very cool.
That's raising up the next generation of gamers.
That's
it's a very
right.
important
And
thing.
it's a game moment because I demoed it.
You did.
There you go.
Hey. Perfect.
Derek?
All right, Derek. Ease up.
Okay, so they talked about the first of 2 sessions I ran for USS. We bring hate crimes to you.
That should not be your tagline.
No, I really shouldn't.
Throw that out there.
Go ahead and get rid of that one there, bud.
Yeah.
Remember, kids.
Post fires.
We love everyone. Please don't sue us. Okay.
Yes. The second session that I ran of game on Saturday night, I had 6 people originally sign up, and then 3 backed out. And then, so it was a couple, an older couple, and some third person. That third person could only stay till 8 that night, so only for an hour, but he still wanted to see what the game was like. So I ran part of the scenario for them and showed them what how the mechanics work. By the end of that, the couple bought a book and their deck of cards each, and the third guy bought the rule book and a deck of cards. And they all really looked like they were having a lot of fun with
That's
it.
awesome.
That's really cool.
Great.
Very cool.
Ooh, whoop, whoop.
Yes.
Awesome. So even with only 3 showing up, it can be a good experience.
Yes.
Showing up for an hour.
Yeah, and it was still a good experience.
Yes, it was.
So that's
Yay, commercialism.
so nice to hear.
Dan,
I'm not
what you
saying
got?
I'm a whore, but
Okay, Mikey Mason. Mikey Mason's concert.
Every single profane word.
It's not bad. It's in the Bible too.
I'm just watching Josh. Just the vein in the side of his head throb.
You mean about that Twitch he's got?
By the way, Mikey Mason has CDs.
He's got
CDs.
Nice.
Not a gaming moment,
That
though.
was awesome. There you go, Mikey.
Listen, there you are, Mike. Hey, he mentioned our name at his concert.
He did.
His only
He
And
year.
not my podcast.
I was waiting for him to say
Words
something
for
about
the-
side project.
He wrote our theme song, for God's sake.
Us
He wrote
too.
ours too.
So I'm just... anyway, Dan.
Everything that's special about
Do
your
things
podcast,
now.
we stole it.
Including
you.
Fair point. No, I can't argue with that.
All right, what you got, Dan?
All right. Well, I have to be the bad guy because I had 2 really good gaming moments. Of
course you
Sorry,
did.
I have to share.
That's
Trendsetter.
I can't pick one over the other because I really had a blast. Getting to demo games was one of the big things I wanted to do this year. And I was very selective when I walked through the hall the first time, trying to pick out games that would be of interest. And I have some really strange interests in games, and especially like themes. But I found 2 that were absolutely awesome, that really spoke to me. The first one that I demoed was called Era of the Ninja. It's by Mystical Eras of War. They were super, super cool people at the booth. They had a 10-minute demo, and then they were doing free games in the gaming hall that you could go and play. I did the 10-minute demo, and I was already ready to buy the game. It was that exciting. When they handed me the box, I thought I would have a hernia. It's a large-sized box, but it weighs like 8 pounds. And the stuff that's in it, they did not change. It is amazing. All the pieces are really cool. It's really sharp. Later on that day, I also discovered, and I actually don't remember the company. The game was called Secrets of the Lost Tomb. And I was kind of leery at first, and one of their guys that was doing the demo, and then I met the owner. Anyway, I did the demo, and it was kind of an interesting I was a little nervous at first because I was thinking, oh, this is going to be like something else. Actually, again, about 10 minutes into the game, I decided, okay, this is so cool. Think Indiana Jones meets noir. It was amazing. The mechanics and everything of the game work really well. They have different scenarios. They're getting ready to redo the game and re-release it, but I'm telling you, it was absolutely worth it. Derek and I picked up copies today, but those were both of all the games that I demoed. Those were the best ones I played this weekend. I loved them all. They were awesome.
Played, but then we have one more which we have to shout out.
Yeah.
AKA Games, which is part of, well, I shouldn't say it's part of Cubicle 7, but
they sell their games through Cubicle 7.
Right. Cubicle 7 does the translations because they're a French company.
Okay.
And they write RPG systems and settings. They have settings called like Yggdrasil, So it's a Viking RPG.
Kin, which is a Chinese RPG.
They've got a follow-up to Yggdrasil, which is the Arthur. But the one that we both caught our eye was...
they're kickstarting in September.
Shayo.
It's a Japanese.
Yes. Post-apocalyptic.
Post-apocalyptic. It's Japan after an apocalypse RPG, but it's the Japanese people return to their tradition, their old ways, and trying to live and then bring some of the technology back in.
I was wondering how those two things fit together.
Traditional Japan and technology.
When they were telling me, I was like, okay, this is kind of not making sense. And once they explained it to me and showed me what they were doing, and they have the original, the game has already been published in French.
But they're translating it to
releasing
English.
it in this country, and it is amazing.
The artwork is gorgeous.
We met the artist, two of the writers, and the original creator of the game. They were all in the booth.
Sweet.
Awesome.
There's a lot of interesting things coming out of Europe right now for RPGs. So,
Brexit, the RPG.
Yes, Brexit.
So that was mine. Sorry,
that's okay.
No, that's cool.
Shout out, but it was really awesome this weekend.
Brian, what you got?
I would have to say that one of my favorite gaming experiences was I played in a LARP that was based off of the television series
The Dresden
Files.
The TV series, not the books?
Maybe the books too. I haven't read them.
What? And I'm only asking. I'm not being a jerk. Actually, I'm asking because they're actually very different things. Like the world that they created in the show is very different than the world that comes out of the books.
They have a tabletop version too, but the tabletop. I mean, the LARP is based off of the tabletop.
Okay, so if it's the Evil Hat Games tabletop, then it's the books.
Then
because it's
based off
a
of the books.
Fate game, isn't it? Yeah, Fate Core.
So
I'm sorry, I just had to clarify.
No, it's cool. So
That's like the Game of Thrones TV show versus the Game of Thrones books because they're similar, but
first couple of seasons follow the books.
But I'm saying, like the world is different if you were basing like an RPG off of what's going on in one versus the other.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Anyway, continue.
All right. So, anyways, I was playing a character that they had made called Simon Lung. He's a Chinese man who is Chinese, who does magic. He does lightning magic, and he is the only one that doesn't actually hex magic when he does his magic. And so
hex technology when he does his magic.
He hex the hex technology. Typically, when you do magic in Dresden Files, you hex technology, but he essentially could hack technology, and he basically was part of a family. There were his two brothers, his father, and his twin sister, all in this LARP. So all five of us are just sitting there hanging out, and we had this thing called basically family comes first. And so, we would all split apart, but it really became pretty easy for me to dive into that particular LARP because I already had 4 of the people who were there the night before and that I could fall back on. So I had fun with that.
Very cool. I would have to say like Dan, I've got 2 of these. My favorite game moments for the weekend were both tournaments that I played in. I had a lot of fun playing in True Dungeon and my Pathfinder games and things like that. But Saturday night at GenCon, I played in a Red Dragon Inn Doppelganger tournament and actually won in the first round. I lost in the second round, but it was so much fun. I had a really great time with it, and as I told the guys, it's the most fun I had losing in a game because I just love Red Dragon Inn, and it's just that kind of a game where even if you lose, it's so lighthearted that you're still having a really good time with it. And then the second one was, I guess it was sort of a demo / the way they coined it was demo / tournament, was the game that Bonnie was talking about earlier, that for some reason I just Refuge. Gosh, I don't know. I just had a brain fart. Right, the Race for Survival.
It's not that it's GenCon.
I played a demo round. I played a demo round with Aaron, who was our GM. Very nice guy from here in Indiana. And then we played the tournament round, and I actually won the tournament round, which means I won a $50 Amazon gift card from their company, which was really, really awesome. And I had such a good time. Yeah.
Considering it was $2 to play in the...
Yeah, it's a $2 game. And, yeah, I ended up walking away with a $50 Amazon gift card, which means, I might be able to actually purchase that game on Amazon. Yes, Katie?
When you're done, I want to amend my statement about my best gaming experience. It's still the drought thing, but I have more to add that I forgot until you just said something.
Not a problem. And I don't typically play in a lot of tournament-style games. I enjoy them, but I have not always had the best experience with playing in tournaments. I played Magic the Gathering for a long time, and that's kind of a, dark point in my life when it comes to tournament play.
Good luck.
And a few of the other tournaments that I've played in, I just haven't done as well as I'd liked. But these two games just happen to be right, in my niche of gaming, and I had a really great time playing in both of those games. So I would say for me, my gaming experience came down to being able to, have a lot of fun. I had, like I said, I played tons of games that were great, but being able to play those two games, and now that I think about it, the other tournament game that I played that I had a really good time with because I got to play with my 7-year-old son was the King of Tokyo tournament that we played on Thursday.
I was so proud of him.
I forgot that we'd played that until just now talking about that, but he didn't want to leave Tokyo, man. He stuck it out. He stuck it out in Tokyo and died first. Along with the other kid, I played at a table with 3 kids that were probably under the age of 8. And then 2 of the kids' parents were there, and then I was there. So it was a family of 4.
Evenly matched.
Yeah, it was a family of 4, and then myself and my 7-year-old son Joe. And I sat at that table specifically because it was the only table that had kids at it. Right. And I was like, okay, the temperament of this table is going to be completely different than the one next to me that's got 4 guys sitting at it. That's going to be a completely different game of King of Tokyo.
Okay, so right now you sound like an adult who likes beating up on children.
No, they beat me. Actually, the youngest kid at the table won that game.
Oh, good for you.
She killed her parents. She killed me. She did.
In game.
Obviously, in game.
Children are ruthless.
This commentary brought to you by the Ghost of Dawn.
Yeah. So yes.
I asked Joey about that too. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's
okay.
okay.
It's just funny because I was like, "Why didn't you want to leave Tokyo?" And he said, "Because I was the king of Tokyo."
Yeah. He really loves that game.
Makes you happy.
There's only one way to depose a king.
That's right.
Boom. Take him out. So, regicide. That's Japanese regicide. That's what that game should be called. Anyway, so I'd have to say my tournament games. I'm gonna sum it all up and say my tournament games were my favorite gaming experience.
You basically just picked a genre of game.
I just picked a genre.
Everything that I did that involved dice or thinking
or pencils. Other players talking. Katie, you said you had to add something.
Yeah, I want to add that on Saturday, since Mike and I do Drow, we try to keep our day open during the day, like to browse the convention hall. Normally people want to stop us for pictures, so it's kind of like it's going to be slow going. We don't want to say we're going to get to a game because then it's going to be like 5 hours later and we've moved 10 feet. But we had games in the evening. We had 3 of them. Well, I had 3 scheduled. My brother and I went to all 3. Mike and Kayla were only scheduled for 2. We get to the first game, and we sit down at the table, and Kayla realizes that she has left their tickets in the car. And I realized that my tickets are at home.
Wow.
So, I thought they were at home. I told Kayla, I said, please check in the car. I said, maybe when we went to Culver's, they fell out of my wallet. She calls me, hey, they're not in the car. So I let the lady know at the table. I was like, listen, we're not going to play this game. I said, I don't have my tickets. They're home. She came over. She's like, well, I didn't hear everything you said. What'd you say? And I told her, she goes, well, play. Or just play. Like, you can bring them tomorrow. Just come to our booth.
Wow.
I'd rather have you play the game and get to do it. And so I got to play this game called Worst Game Ever, which is great. It's
So it doesn't live up to its advertising.
Right, exactly.
It's really the worst title for the game.
It's the worst title ever. Is what it is.
But it was one of those games that's really simple in mechanics, but a lot of fun. Kind of like I've lost the name of the zombie game now. The race.
Refuge.
Refuge.
I didn't even play the game this week, and I remember the name.
But yeah, so there was that, and so then after that, we were going to Tyrants of the Underdark, and I told Mike and Kayla, I said, all right, I'm just going to go get generics. I said, because I want to play this game so bad. I get in line at the HQ to buy some generics, and this guy next to me goes, oh, you need generics? How many do you need? I was like, well, 3. He goes, here, you can just have some of these. He goes, I need to get a picture of you. And I was like, you need to give me generics for the picture. So this guy gave me 3 generics, and then when we got to Tyrants, they said, oh yeah, just bring your tickets to our booth tomorrow to Gale Force 9 headquarters. So I ended up getting 3 generics from this guy. Gale Force 9 let me bring my tickets in today, and then the game that Garrett and I played from 11 to 1, the demo of Weird Games Darkness Comes Rattling, they let us bring them today too, because we were playing another weird game this morning. So that tied into my gaming experience, was the fact that I got to do this thing I wanted to do so badly, even though I had totally spaced it and left all my tickets for the day at home. It was awesome.
So the moral of the story, kids, is to dress up as Drow and you get free games.
Yeah, right.
Be pretty. People give you stuff. I think we all knew that from high school.
It was just really nice to have like nice people doing nice things. Right. Like this was like a GenCon full of people like doing really awesome things. Like Mike lost his backpack and someone found it and left a note where he had left it and said, "Hey, we found your backpack. We took it to customer service. Have a great con, stranger." And I was like, "That's awesome!" Like. That somebody would leave a note and not just be like, "Oh, I guess we'll turn this in somewhere." Like, that's really cool.
So apparently, GenCon was like hit by the love.
That's okay.
That's a good thing. It's a good thing.
That's because Mike Pence is running for VP. So he's going to be gone after this year.
Everybody's ecstatic. That's comparing to last year's atmosphere.
The flying cupcake had a Mike Pence cupcake today.
I don't.
It was hashtag Mike Pence, and it was a nice, pretty, funfetti, rainbow sprinkle vanilla cupcake with vanilla buttercream and rainbow sprinkles on top.
Why don't we have it?
I thought you were going to say they sell you a cupcake and then they throw it on the ground.
You want this cupcake?
No, that's
apolitical.
And by saying that,
for president.
I was just saying, I didn't tell you who I.
There you go.
Anyway,
see, we've
I redeemed it.
That's right. So anyway,
The paying price goes to the city.
Why vote for the lesser of 2 evils?
Vote for the evilest of evils.
That's right.
All the way.
So,
Lord Soft.
Well,
hey, Lord Soft.
Okay, last year's question.
I know we had 4 parts to this, but we're at 50 minutes.
At the first part.
Oh, okay.
GenCon review.
It's GenCon review, and we are gamers. We tell gamers.
I do got stuff to do.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Well, you can,
then why don't we just
take it half?
Why don't we just elevate our game and we will just discuss really quickly, as quickly as possible.
That's fair.
As possible.
Our favorite GenCon moment.
Okay, favorite GenCon moment ever. I'm going to have to put this down very simply, at the best I can, with Le Boom.
Every time I hear you say that, I think you're saying boob.
Oh, I'm not really meaning
That
to.
game would be better.
I promise. I don't.
I agree.
If you see the
But
game,
I'm a huge fan of boobs.
that's fair. You see the game, you would actually not be too far off.
It does have a little, like tip
fuse
on the top.
It does have a little tip on the top.
But it doesn't actually have a string, so it's just a little hole. It's weird.
Wait, is the bomb fuse a different color than the rest of the bomb?
No, there's no fuse.
There's actually no physical views.
It's strange. But with that being said, we just finished the Red Dragon Inn tournament where Bonnie, Carrie, and I... Well, yes. Bonnie and I did not fare well. Carrie did relatively well, but was knocked out before she moved on.
Dawn made it to the second round, so we're waiting for Dawn to get done.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Bonnie had this $5 game from Mayfair Games called Le Boom, L''B''OOOM. And the premise is a die roller, a 6-sided die with 2 sides was a bomb, 2 sides was a fuse and 2 sides was an explosion.
I would just like to say that 2 sides were a bomb, 2 sides were.
They still are.
A fuse,
they still exist.
The guy does
but I said 2 sides
He
was.
says 2 sides was.
Oh.
Ain't been there much long.
Ain't been there much longer. Fine, 2 sides were. 2 sides were that. 2 sides were this. 2 sides were shut up.
You know what? I'm going to design a game now where 2 sides of the dice, it's going to be a dice roller, and 2 sides is going to say, "Shut up, Josh." I'm going to call my game "Shut Up, Josh."
Well,
You know what?
The irony of that, the irony is, I think it would be just as much fun as Lip Boom, because everyone at the table would either be going Lip Boom or "Shut up, Josh," and they would get just as much. We were just having so much fun with it. We played it 2 or 3 different times. Actually, I think it was 3 times because the 3rd time you guys were bound and determined to defeat me.
That's correct.
Yes, because there's a thing in the Demery household. I will let Deborah explain.
Oh, indeed. I'm
It
sorry.
is a thing.
It is a thing. Can you? Or I don't want to.
Oh, that's so. Yeah, we were laughing just hysterically, and I'm sure that the people in the Red Dragon Inn were just, what is going on over there?
Oh, I'm sure.
We just had way too much fun, and I think I'm ever going to forget that. I know that Bonnie owns the game, but it will eventually be in our home because Liboom!
And it was perfect because Bonnie and I are trying to say stuff in French. Well, we were saying it in Spanish.
We knew Spanish.
We knew Spanish.
We just said them with a French
with
accent.
a French accent. So we're saying, "to boom," and they were like, "Wait, that's the wrong language. Hold on." And so that's just even funnier. So it was that punch drunk, tired, funny moment.
Mm-hmm.
And
then
thing,
Josh and I with the glares.
And oh yes,
we were just glaring at each other and
at the same moment, and Carrie about lost it. It was just so. Oh my goodness!
The timing couldn't have been more perfect.
No, it was beautiful. It really was. It was a thing of beauty.
So what is your problem with me in the World's Fair?
Yes. Exactly. Let's discuss the World's Fair. A wonderful game, by the way.
Quickly.
World's Fair is a fantastic game. I love the game. Bravo. My husband has won it every single time I have played the game. I'm 0 for 5 or 6. My husband is 5 for 5 or 6 for 6. I've lost track. He's also...
That's true. I haven't lost yet.
He has never lost. He is 100% to anybody. No one can beat him at this game yet. And I am now like, okay, I
At least she's optimistic and says yet.
Yes.
Oh, I know.
I stopped saying that a long time ago when it came to Monopoly.
I'm holding out hope
Catan.
that someone will beat him at this game. Well,
that's good for you.
Yeah,
Glad you accepted that.
I just stopped playing Catan and Monopoly.
Yeah, my brother just stopped playing them altogether. Yeah.
Funny, but we haven't had a chance. So my favorite Gen Con moment was not the World's Fair. And Laboom is funny, but not quite there. So the Pathfinder special that Josh, it wasn't the special.
No, what?
It was special
good reasons.
to us.
Good reasons.
It's special in your heart.
It is very special in my heart.
16-2, Lost Colony of Taldor.
There you go. 16-2? It was 17.
I'm sorry, 7-16. My apologies.
7-16. My
Part
husband's
2.
making up numbers now. This is not good.
42.
All right. In that game, there was one great moment. We were in the final boss battle with the final villain, and the dwarf has taken a flying leap off the balcony and landed flat on his face.
Yep.
The psychic has made you hand a bag to grab the bird because the bird is magical. She couldn't grab that, so you get the bird in the bag. Sure. The cleric has done create water, so now that villain is now very moist, as Adam has said.
Indeed.
The sorcerer is setting somebody else on fire, because if you have water, you have to have fire. The monk is then not raging, he wasn't a barbarian, it was ranging archer thing. And Don's character was bull rushing up the stairs, but then in the process he is hiring one of our enemies to work for the Pathfinder Society.
Not an enemy.
Well,
he's now an associate.
He's now our associate.
All enemies are potential friends.
That's right.
Now for your day job, you can say Pathfinder Recruiter.
That's right.
That is
Pathfinder
so perfect.
Recruiter.
I just realized that in all 3 of these parts of the game, though it was played by different people, with Mike on the first and third part and Vanessa on the second part, we had our 6th player was a kineticist.
No, she was a psychic.
She might have been a psychic, but everything she did was kinetic. It was strange.
That was strange.
Just hit me.
Just the point that I want to make about that, the part of what made that moment beautiful was the fact that everybody got to play their character, were role-playing in addition to being in combat. It was just a beautiful thing, and I really think that moment kind of embodied what this whole thing is about, like why we do this. Yeah. And I will say this, I've had some bad experiences with Pathfinder Society. One of them happened at this con, but in the future going forward, I think I will not play Society again unless I have friends at the table. Straight up.
I can agree with
like
that.
You want the entire table to be friends?
Ideally, but I'm okay with 2 or 3 people, so there's some measure of solidarity.
It just makes the game well. And our GM Sam said it best, in my opinion, today was that he could tell that we had all played together long enough that we could play off of each other. Like we were, for lack of a better example, we were the X-Men. We could do this, speedball.
Right. Fastball special.
Yeah, fastball special and things like that. Like, we could play off of each other really well.
Don and
Except for me, I'm just that good.
Well,
except for
we're not talking about that.
And that's part of the thing I want people to do on Facebook. What is we did skip over the least favorite game and what to do better for this next con. Make it a point. Go online and tell us about all of these things. Your favorite game moment, your least favorite game moment, what to do better next year, and your favorite overall moment for Gen Con. We want to know the same stuff that we're telling you about.
Lane dividers.
Lane dividers.
Yeah.
Bonnie, favorite moment.
So as I said, I have an issue with planning my Gen Con ahead of time because I just get stressed out with long-term planning. I don't like to be, don't put baby in a corner or whatever.
Unless it's your baby.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't you tell me what
Don't
to
put
do.
Bonnie in a corner.
So this year, just somehow everything worked out. Everything I wanted to do, I got to play. Nothing was too expensive. Sometimes, I get to the con and it's not unusual for me to not get to do everything I want to do because maybe the game's sold out because people who planned ahead beat me to it. Maybe I can't play the game because it was more expensive than I thought and I didn't bring enough money or whatever. And it just seemed like that didn't happen this year. Like, I don't know if I'll ever have a Gen Con that ran this smoothly for me, and even with 3 kids, and that's saying something.
Yes, it is.
I mean, granted, I only had the other 2 boys the first day, but even the baby was great the whole time. Slept when I wanted him to sleep, and ate in between the games, and it was just
Good job, Sammy. Good team player.
Today was the toughest day for him, but it was also a day that the only thing I did today was go to the playtesting room.
Right.
And even that was like, I got to playtest the expansion to the game that I played earlier this week, so I had an investment in wanting to play the game and figure it out and talk to the developer, and it just, this Gen Con was overall, I guess I don't even know if that counts as like a greatest experience, but just the fact that like everything seemed to work out.
Yeah,
for me,
when it flows smooth, it's phenomenal.
There was definitely things that disappointed me. Games I didn't do well in or whatever. But Red Dragon.
I'm with you there.
It was just one of those fluke things. Like, I'll tell you about it, but it was just a fluke, awful game. Anyways, that's it for me. It was awesome.
Princess.
Okay, my favorite overall Gen Con moment experience, I don't know, it's probably the exact opposite of Bonnie's, is the fact that I have been planning my Gen Con for literal months. Since the events came out in May, I have been scheduling things and filling my Google Calendar and mapping things out, and I had a bunch of stuff in my calendar that I wanted to do, that I thought about doing, not everything I had bought tickets for, but I did a total of, not including, I don't think this includes Wednesday, I did 15 events.
Whoa,
this Gen Con.
Girl!
I think, I actually played a game on Wednesday night, this Gen Con. That was a lot of fun. I actually found a game for Mike that he fell in love with and did another impromptu session of with Deb and her brothers over the weekend. But no, it was the fact that I planned out this entire Gen Con. I had everything on my calendar. I had tickets for everything when I remembered to bring them with me.
Helpful. And
I only missed 2 events, one of which I need to learn better and not plan anything for Sunday morning that's before 10. I'm optimistic. Months before Gen Con, I can do this. I'm gonna, and then after 3 days of 2.5, 3 hours of sleep, but I'm like, oh my god, I'm so tired. I set my alarm for 6:30 this morning and legitimately snoozed it until 8:10. So,
that's snooze.
But there's the fact that I planned this entire Gen Con and everything just went, like Bonnie said, everything just went so well. I had the exception of one game that was a drinking game that turned out we didn't like very much, but everything just went so well. I got everywhere.
Because it gets in the way of the drinking.
Exactly. I got everywhere. I had that issue with no tickets, and everything worked out. Like, I got to see a bunch of stuff, and it was just a great overall. Just the fact that my planning all fell into place and that everything worked out that way for me, I think would be probably my favorite GenCon moment, if you will. Moments collective. My favorite GenCon collective. I don't know.
Resistance is futile. Avital.
All right. Well, I do enjoy playing, whatever games I do play, like a lot of spending time with friends and people that I don't necessarily get to see as often. Like Thursday, I accidentally ran into so many people of my friends that I only see at conventions. It was great. But I think probably like my favorite moment was just two of my friends put together cosplays for the first time this year, and they put together these really amazing post-apocalyptic.
Oh, Robert
and Stephanie, yeah.
Yeah, and Stephanie.
Awesome. I will share the pictures on our Facebook page of their costumes that I took, because they're really awesome.
Yeah, they were really good.
And we actually ended up walking in the costume parade, which I hadn't ever done before, but just like getting to be there with them in their first cosplay experience on this, they really put so much into it. And like, we walk in the door in the morning and we're there like 30 seconds and somebody's already like, hey, can I take your guys' picture? Just like,
it feels good. I've been there.
Getting to experience that joy with them and for them was honestly pretty much like the best thing.
That's cool.
Speaking of pictures, have you guys met or encountered photobombing Deadpool?
Yes.
He made a lot of people really mad in the cosplaying section. We went over there Saturday. Some guy stopped us in the middle of the hall and was like, "Can I get your picture?" And we were like, "How about we move out of the middle of the hall and into this specially designated cosplaying area?" And he was photobombing every single picture that people were taking, and you could see people that were taking picture getting mad. Like, they were getting angry that he was doing it. Yeah. He was making a lot of photographers pretty angry. But yes, I have seen him firsthand.
Okay, well, in the few moments that I got to see him, he was hysterical. He was taking pictures with Disney princesses and saying, like, we're brother and sister now because we all work for Disney. My favorite moment, and the reason I had you write, I wrote down surprise moments, were because they were all moments that weren't planned. So I'm just going to list a couple of them and move on quickly. Meeting up with someone we talked about at the podcast last year, again this year, Kelly, our cheerleader.
Yeah.
Kelly's back.
And she did a backflip for us.
She did a backflip for us because we asked her really nicely if she'd do it.
In a skirt.
Yes, and she did. She's like, okay, do one.
Kelly, come on, you got to do one. She's like, I'm in a skirt. I said, Kelly. She said, okay.
And she did one for us.
It was a good day.
So that was part of the Pathfinder Saturday night thing. That was just everything came together for that.
It was a confluence of events, man.
It was.
Getting to see my kid, and she got to role play again, and she now has a D20 necklace, a giant one that she can unscrew and actually roll the giant D20.
Nice.
And like I said before, the buying of the game so that she can now role play, that's going to be a part of it. So little moments like that. But my favorite one is I went to a webcomic booth that I enjoy and bought just a small expansion to one of the games that I bought. The comic creator created a game and then does expansions, and I bought that. And a freebie that came with it is a little game called Dicks and Krakens. It's basically shoots and ladders with hit points and combat. So we call it combat shoots and ladders now. But my wife and I, Vanessa, went to the spaghetti factory for lunch one day, and I was like, while we're waiting, you want to play a game? She said, sure, GenCon, play games.
Right.
I just pulled it out of the bag and we started playing, and the wait staff went, what are you doing? We're playing a game. I got a GenCon. can I play? So every time a plate of spaghetti would go past, one of the waiters would roll and move a piece. And the bus girl would come by and she'd roll and move a piece.
Oh, that's so much fun.
It happened so much that they were competing with each other. Vanessa and I stepped away again, and the wait staff were all playing as they came by.
That would be awesome.
Right?
That's just epic.
And at the end of our restaurant experience, I asked for a manager
Uh-huh.
because I like to appreciate service. Yes. And I told her that was probably the best service I've ever had at a downtown restaurant. Didn't tell her why because I didn't want to get anybody in trouble,
right.
And I didn't want to kind of preempt anyone saying I was waiting for my glass of water for 15 minutes because your waiter was over there rolling a die.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get that out and right away.
Yeah.
Gave them all, good job with the month card.
Yeah, the cards they need. Yeah.
Because I do like give a prize away thing with my random encounters. Gave each one of them a token for the True Dungeon.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Just bringing everybody to play a game and then watching them have the fun with it. That was my best Gen Con moment.
Awesome. That's awesome. That is so awesome.
Brian, what you got?
My Gen Con moment was probably on the first day of the... before the first game that I played, was a Pathfinder Society game. I had lost my tickets on my way from the parking garage to the actual convention center. And apparently somebody had picked them up and brought them into Lost and Found. It was like over $100 worth of tickets.
People.
So,
wow. Shout out to
Con of love.
Gen Con is nice people doing nice things.
Unless you go to the Mayfair booth at around 2.
I think
99%
Gen Con
of
is
the
nice
time.
people doing nice things except for the Mayfair booth.
At 2 p.m.
And the Harry Potter
At 2
people.
On Sunday.
On
At 2 p.m. on a Sunday. Nice people, nice things. There are some terms and conditions may apply.
That's legit.
Hey, you don't tell me what to do. It's my job.
I love it.
I'll allow it. Josh, you told me about that, but you didn't tell me it was over $100 worth of tickets.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was not happy.
I bet you weren't.
But then you were happy.
I'm literally. I just want you to know that I have a fact for the end of this episode. I'm literally running out of paper to write it.
That's not a fact, Don. That's a novel.
The margins are full.
It's our first established paragraph.
On day one of Gen Con.
Speaking of,
Yeah, I'll write it in a minute.
sure, what's your favorite moment there, Donnie?
So I would have to say my favorite moment of Gen Con is probably my favorite moment for every Gen Con. And it's really just being able to spend time with people I don't get to see. Adam came down for the weekend, and it was amazing to be able to sit and play. What did we play? 4 games together?
4 games together, yeah.
All 3 of our Pathfinder games, the Derek's USS game on Thursday. So much fun being able to be there for Derek and Daniel on Friday night. Was awesome at the Mikey Mason concert, which was awesome. What did he do? He was scheduled for an hour show. There was nobody scheduled after him, so he went an hour and a half or something like that.
Well, no, because he started early too.
That's true. That's true. So
we were all there.
2 hours.
We were all there at like 8:30.
Yes.
So it started at 9.
Right.
He starts. He gets set up by 8:35 and
just starts playing.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. But and there were tons of booters here that we got a chance to hang out with. Our friend Mary Beth came and played with us on the USS game. I ran into my friend Sharon and her husband. What is her husband's name? I forget.
That's embarrassing.
Bob. Phil.
And her husband,
Reggie.
from Chicago. They came down and they were here for Gen Con. I haven't seen them in like probably 5 years. And of course, unfortunately, there's always friends that you really want to see that you don't get a chance to see. But I know that
Jeremy and Mary.
Jeremy and Mary. That's right. But in general, being able to spend my Gen Con with people that I really love, meeting new people and making new friends. We've got friends now that live in St. Louis that are not booters yet. They will be. They will be. That's right. They will. That's right. Just so you know, if you're the boot, we are adding to your audience,
whether you want it or not.
That's right. Forcibly, if need be.
Darn it.
So just,
like them.
That's right.
Like them or bring it on.
Just being, if this year is the GenCon of love, just being able to love on my friends and hang out with them and have new friends. Actually, the last game that we played, the Refuge game, I actually remembered it this time. The GMs for that game are from Indiana. They're just west of Indianapolis, and I legitimately think they could be, people who come in and, I mean, they were willing to drive every day 30 minutes into town just to be at GenCon to run games, and they're fellow indie gamers, and so being able to see my friends, make new friends, game with my friends, and just have a really, really good time, and overall just really lift that experience for me. So, Adam.
Yes.
I think you're next.
Yes. So my favorite GenCon moment overall, I am contractually obligated not to share.
Okay.
Because of a non-disclosure agreement that I wound up signing. But I can share a couple of moments that I did thoroughly enjoy. While they're individually not my favorite moments, collectively they are. I got to portray a character in a LARP who's in a werewolf LARP. You get a deed name. Basically, when you were going through your first change, something happened that gave you a name, and it's kind of like a Native American name, like Running Bear or something like that. But it's usually involving the deed that you did. And Mudflap could be one of them. Collateral damage has been one.
I don't have one.
There's a collateral damage up by me. But my deed name was Shouts at Strangers. And
you didn't know anyone?
I didn't know a single person there except for Avital and her and Robert and Stephanie that I very briefly met. And I got to very much live up to that as people kept coming up to me as like, "You've got a loud voice. Can you announce this, please?" This happened like twice. And
he shouted on his own. Other people were like, "Can you shout for me?"
Yeah, well, there was a point where one of the characters, fully in character, he was playing a ratkin, fully in character. Before I got up to do my bit, he plugs his ears, and I just thought, "There's like, yeah, that's right, you plug your ears."
That's right.
Also, one of the other moments, I brought a friend down who this is his first GenCon. Now, granted, I'm not a GenCon veteran by any stretch of the imagination. This is my second. But I certainly kind of knew what to expect, and coming down and watching it through his eyes was a very special thing for me. He's a lot younger than me. He was a kid that I kind of stole from my brother's friend group because I liked him better than I liked my brother. That's actually not true. My brother's a great guy. He just happens to live in New York City, and I don't get to see him. I just like to joke that that's what I did.
There you go.
There you go. But seeing GenCon through his eyes, seeing all the when he walked into the dealer hall, he was literally for the first time he was literally struck speechless.
Oh.
Like he just his eyes
so many games
widened, and he's just like, I wasn't sure if he was going to pass out or have a joygasm. It's just or some combination of both.
Sure, it's right here.
Just drops to the ground and starts twitching. So that was a blast. Seeing all the people that I don't get to see but once or twice a year. I was really looking forward to coming down and hanging out with Big Don and the Demarys and all y'all sitting at this table right now.
Who are you again?
Yeah,
I said, are you part of all y'all? I think so.
Yeah, you're in y'all.
Currently, you're part of y'all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go up and explain why my accent is suddenly Indiana.
The accent.
The accent.
So I'm no longer using the long Minnesota O. I'm just saying y'all.
Y'all.
That's right.
But I do have an announcement that I want to share, but that can happen at the end. So.
Okay. All right. And Derek. Okay, Derek is first.
Okay, so in last year, I met a wonderful man named Daniel, and
he's all right.
He and I have been going out since July. I took him to his first Gen Con last year. He was volunteering, and then things really roller coastered, and we hit it off really well. I decided that I wanted to propose to him at GenCon. The original concept was that I was going to propose at a trading card
tournament.
Yeah.
And that fell through because they
didn't run any tournaments.
Jerks.
And so
jerk faces.
Very jerk face. But then Mikey Mason just said that he was going to do a concert Friday night. So this was after I had already planned running my 2 games Thursday and Friday night at 9 o'clock. So I contacted GenCon and said, I'm going to be proposing at Mikey Mason at 9 o'clock. Can you please switch my game to 10?
Talk about playing the heavy card. By the way, it only has everything to do with the rest of my life, GenCon.
Exactly.
There's no pressure here, okay?
And they were like, happy to do it. So,
that's right, monkeys dance.
Mikey Mason and I planned how we were doing it. I got a hold of Lance and Vanessa to video it. I got a hold of a bunch of other my friends and said, hey, this is happening at the Mikey Mason, so you're going to be there.
By the way, best kept secret, a bunch of your friends kept.
I know. This was amazing.
He was floored.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people just came. And
I am going to interject at one point. I was chatting with Mikey prior to all this happened. After you let us know that it was going on, but prior to the actual GenCon happening, I was talking to Mikey, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be there Friday night. And he's like, okay. And I'm like, because of Derek, I was going to be there anyway, but because of Derek's thing, it's going to be better. And he's like, precisely how many people know about this? I'm like, probably everybody but the guy who's getting proposed.
Just saying. And like the people in the room that don't know us.
Right.
So,
never mind.
Mike
I won't do that to our show.
don't do that.
I chose Settle, Mikey's song Settle.
I'll settle for you.
So Mike was talking about soulmates, and he called Dan and I up to the stage, and he started singing the Settle, and at the end of it, I got in one knee, and I proposed, and Dan said yes, so this is definitely, by far, the best GenCon moment, period. End of statement.
You totally silenced the club, by the way. Like, the people who were around who were just sort of doing the whispering, talking about the sort of thing, and then all of a sudden it was like, like, there's like this girl, one chick was just like, oh my gosh. Like, they were totally like,
and everyone...
Yeah, because it was funny, and people were laughing, and then it was like, they saw what you were doing, and then everybody was like...
There was like this little collective
The
gasp.
woman behind me literally said, God, I hope he says yes, that would suck.
But, I mean, I'm surprised, because a lot of people, when they see someone get down on their knees, are like, ooh, look at that. Quiet until the yes, and then it just erupts.
Yeah, everyone was just like on their edge of your seat, like
standing. I mean, y'all were busy. You got a standing ovation.
I don't remember parts of it.
Yeah,
like,
no,
my brain is
well,
like,
he blacked out. Shannon to pick him up off the floor.
I'm gonna warn you, your wedding is gonna be exactly like that. You're gonna black out like
awesome.
70% of it.
But mostly because of lack of food.
Amen.
People are gonna keep coming up to you and be like talking to you and trying to like trying to eat clanking the thing. It's just no good, man.
That and the dress is gonna knock your wedding.
I might not recommend a corset.
However,
if you wear a corset, can I tie it?
If you wear a corset, just practice wearing a corset before that day.
No.
Breathing is optional.
Wow, this is...
What
all
just
right, I don't know.
Dan,
I don't know.
save us, Dan, save us.
It's 101.
Well, Dan, what was your favorite
My
GenCon moment?
best GenCon moment was I bought a brand new pair of dice.
Stop myself.
No, actually, having everybody there Friday night was amazing. I had inclinations that at some time he was wanting to do something, and we had been tossing jokes back and forth about how we were going to propose. We had this idea. We had joked one time that we were both going to go get mani-pedis and just lay there, and then he was going to reach over and go, "Will you marry me?" And so we'd been having these ridiculous, little things, just being silly. And he did tell me after the fact that he had considered proposing at the card tournament.
Oh, yeah.
And then he says, "Well, they canceled." I was like, "Oh, great." Well, things had, over the last month or so, things have gotten a little hectic for both of us personally. And I thought everything was on hold and we were going to wait a while because everything's just been so crazy, life.
It happens.
Then when Mikey pulls us up front, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be embarrassed because if I know I'm going to be in front of people, I'm great.
Okay.
I'll talk.
You're prepared.
But you pull me up front and I was really quiet. I was playing with my pockets.
Right.
It was so...
And to be fair, there was a lot of people that you knew there, but there was a butt ton of people in that room. You had no idea who they were.
It was a room of 150 that got sold out.
Yeah. I am super uncomfortable in large groups of people.
I had to convince him to go up, push him out of his seat.
They were like,
"Would you go already?"
If you don't go, this doesn't happen.
How is this going to work out?
So when he was singing this song, I was assuming that, because he was making fun of us because we had said, we were a couple. And
soulmates.
Then we go soulmates, and he goes, "Well, how long have you been together?" And he goes, "Well, a year." And he's like, all right. So I was like, okay, here we go. And I thought that was the joke. And I was having fun. I was nervous about being in front of everybody, but the minute he turns and dropped one knee, I lost it.
Yeah, you did.
I was bawling. I am not a super emotional person, but I just knew. The minute it hit, and I knew what he was doing, and then I just didn't. That was it.
I had to pry his hands away from his face.
Well, that's why we were all the interest. He said yes. He said yes. He said yes. Okay, he said yes.
I mean, for a moment of dramatic tension building, that was beautiful.
It was
man.
perfect.
It's almost like you planned it.
Yeah, it was.
Well, can I add something? I just told you the story earlier. But so we're sitting there, and from my view, I could see Daniel perfectly, but I couldn't see Derek because heads in front of me. And then Don's sitting next to me, and I didn't know, but he could see Derek perfectly, but he could not see Daniel at all. And so this is what I'm seeing, is I'm seeing Daniel get emotional and pause, he's just really considering, an appropriate pause, not oh God, is he going to say yes pause.
Right. It's an appropriate moment of it.
It's appropriate if you know Daniel.
Yeah.
Well, I think anybody, though, can have a moment of, this is the question, and that's happening right now, and now I have to answer. I think it was that amount of pause,
Yeah.
Not what am I going to say?
Right.
Because I think if anybody is proposed and the other person doesn't know what they would say if the person proposed, then you're not in the same place.
You're not ready to be proposed to.
I asked my wife if she would say yes before I asked her to marry me. If I asked you to marry me, would you say yes?
Yeah.
We prepped
And then
this.
2 days later, because I made her wait.
No, would you say yes? Wait for it.
We're not there yet. Okay.
Hold that answer.
So he's obviously emotional. I can't help it. I'm just anything to do with weddings and everything. I'm oh, now I'm crying. I look over at Don. He's got misty eyes, and we're just emotions.
All the feels.
We were talking about it afterwards, and I was gosh, I was just looking at Daniel. Did you see Daniel's face? And Don was no, all I could see was Derek. And I was really? So we had this realization that even from both sides, it was such a special. It was such a special moment. I was so happy to be a part of it.
Thank you.
I'm just super happy for you guys.
Yeah, for sure. Every one of us were so happy to be there for you in that moment.
Yeah. That's something else. Talk about GenCon love. Let me throw one more note in there. The lady that was in the crowd that we had no idea who she was, who came up front and literally brought her camera up and took a, what do you call it?
Video.
No, Polaroid, instant picture.
Oh, yeah, Polaroid.
She gave that to us, told us congratulations. We walked back. There was another lady who also had recorded it and sent us the video.
Oh, that's cool.
We have what Lance and Vanessa got.
Right.
And
they were ready
too. So all these people, and I ran into someone today from one of the gaming stores here locally, and they were telling us that, we got a lot of new stuff. And then they turned around and go, wait, you're the guys from the Mikey Mason. Oh, congrats! So out of the blue.
So now you're celebrities.
You're famous.
You're GenCon famous.
Yeah, you're GenCon famous.
That's a whole different level. That's like.
Hey, it's nice to be on the internet for something other than video.
Amen. There you go.
Disregard 97.
At this point,
That's the whole year.
At this point, I keep recording podcasts because I'm trying to add positive things to all the negative things that are about me on the internet.
Oh, I see.
They've got to balance out at some point.
Okay, all right.
We've got a boost, so we might be able to get around it.
There you go. You got a GenCon.
All right,
There you go.
Donnie, wrap us up.
All right. Well, this has been episode 126, our post-GenCon episode. Thank you so much for listening and sticking it out with us. I think we're close to about an hour and a half or so. So, and that's what you got a chance to hear.
Yeah.
Lucky you.
Yeah, you.
So, lucky you, yeah.
Redundancy department.
Yeah.
And we're
a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
That's right.
So, on our last episode 125, we established that GenCon is the best 4 days of gaming, so make it the best you can for you. And I think I can honestly say that this year we definitely all did that. So, for episode 126, I honestly think this may be our longest one yet.
Hold your breath.
The established.
Don't hold your breath, for the love.
You will pass out.
But take a deep breath.
All right.
If you're listening to us
At the established facts, we love children,
True story.
the elderly,
True.
African Americans,
Absolutely.
Asian Americans, LGBT, because that was way too many words,
LGBT plus.
plus, okay,
Back.
Democrats, Republicans, Mike Pence, dancing monkeys,
True story.
and everyone else on Earth. This PSA,
aliens
after I bite my tongue,
Yes.
this PSA has been brought to you by the established facts. Some terms and conditions may apply. Hang on. Shut up, Josh. Thank you so much for hanging out with us on episode 126. We hope that your Gen Con was just as good as ours. Please let us know. Adam, come and check out, or go and check out the...
Go check out.
Oh, you have an
I would love to
announcement.
go check out my own podcast.
Go check out Adam as he checks himself out.
I also have an
yes, go
announcement.
ahead. Go for it. I forgot you said you had one, so go for it.
Yeah, jerk.
Well,
So, this has been a long time coming. I just decided to do it at this Gen Con, mainly because I've been talking to a lot of people about how to do it. Some of them I can't name drop, but I would be able to name drop if I hadn't signed an NDA. But I'm going to be writing my own campaign setting.
Dibs.
You heard it. Bonnie called dibs.
Bonnie called dibs. It's been something that I have been literally writing about and thinking about since I was like 8.
That's awesome.
No kidding, 8 years old.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's changed a lot since then because I'm now 35. But it is something that I'm very excited about. It's something I'm very passionate about. I can't wait to get it done on paper. I'm going to be recruiting some help because I can't draw at all.
I know a guy.
I know a few guys.
If you know people who work for free,
I don't know that.
I don't know about free, but you could get a discount.
I'm probably what I'm hoping, fingers crossed, to do is kickstart it.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
And be able to pay people to do the things that I can't do.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's my announcement. Come check me out at sideprojectpodcast.com. Listen to our podcast, and I will keep updating on that noise on the Side Project Podcast, bearing in mind that while the Established Facts is definitely a family-friendly show, Side Project is not.
You have been warned.
So you have been warned. That's right. Parental discretion.
Advised.
Very much advised. Don't let small children around.
Some terms and conditions may apply.
Shut up, Josh.
I'd say a lot more.
Thank you so much for listening to episode 126. We love you, and we will check ya later.
Bye.
Shut up, Josh.
Boom! Bonus!
Please visit us at www.theestablishedfacts.com and our Facebook page, facebook.com/theestablishedfacts. If you would like to support us by buying some merchandise, visit cafepress.com/castingrobot.
Bonus